Hey, my mom gave me a ridiculous amount of movies for my birthday, which I really appreciate. They were all great. Thank you, Mom. So I'm going to talk about 3 of those movies. Also, I do realize I'm only holding 2 movies. That's because the other one was so good that I was like, hey, Mom and Dad, you should watch this movie. And they're like, sure thing. That sounds like a great idea, Charlie. Anyway, the names of those 3 movies are A Face in the Crowd. That's the one I lent my parents. The Truth, and Valley of the Dolls. First up is A Face in the Crowd. This is a 1957 Andy Griffith film. I was vaguely aware of this movie going into it. I believe I watched some of the scenes of it back in film school, and what I really remembered of it though is that it's probably his first film appearance, and then it's also one of the very rare times that Andy Griffith played a bad person. I mean, he's very, synonymous with wholesome small town goodness. But in here, he is not a good person. But knowing who just Andy Griffith is in general, plus all the roles he's played over the years of being a good, wholesome guy, it kind of adds to this movie's greatness. So the basic premise is Andy Griffith plays this drunk, pretty boy who knows how to charm anyone and can kind of get whatever the hell he wants. So he just wants to be a vagabond, just, a bum, just roaming around, just getting drunk and doing stuff. Like, he doesn't care about anything. But then this radio lady stumbles across him and likes his voice a lot and kind of inadvertently makes him super famous. From there, the movie's really about just like the power of celebrity and all of the both incredibly good things you can do and the incredible awful things you can do. The movie isn't even kind of dated. It is incredibly timely. It straight up just feels like it's talking about now. The only thing that I would say is dated about the movie is the ending, because he gets his comeuppance in the end, kind of. But in today's world, once you get a big enough fan base, it doesn't matter. You can say and do kind of whatever you want and get away with it. Like, it happens all the time, and it's so gross and disgusting and just and sad, but that's the world we live in. This makes me want to say, like, wish for those Andy Griffith days, not of Mayberry, but of the days in which if you say something truly terrible, you're held accountable. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, God. But yeah, it's a great, beautiful movie with an incredible story. I, without a doubt, recommend it. I put it up so high. Watch it. It's you're in for a good, but kind of sad time. Next up is The Truth. This is a 1960 Brigitte Bardot movie. The basic premise is it's essentially a courtroom drama, and it's about Brigitte Bardot's character is on trial for murdering her boyfriend. And she's not claiming that she didn't do it, she's actually claiming that she did do it and that it was a crime of passion. And the counter side is that it was premeditative. So the whole movie is just examining her character, that if she's a good person, essentially. But spoilers, she is a real complex person, just like real life. And actually, I really, really loved her character. That's something I continue to say about all of Brigitte Bardot's characters. They're so layered and also just really realistic that I'm like, I know these people. And they're also just like characters that I don't see in media that often, if at all. And it's really, really cool. Especially as a movie from so long ago, from 61 years ago. That's bonkers to me. After I was done with the movie, I found out that it's widely considered as one of Brigitte Bardot's best movies. And I think so far, this is my favorite of her movies. And I think that's just because, like, the story seems so straightforward, but it keeps getting wrinkled in very, very interesting ways. Like, the boyfriend character is just the worst person. He's so controlling and manipulative and abusive and just awful in general. But Brigitte Bardot's character, she both knows who she is and what she wants, and kind of like very logically breaks down why they don't work as a couple at one point. And like that's why she breaks off with him. And I'm like, her logic is flawless. That was a great moment. But dude's a creepy stalker person, so things don't go well after that. But yeah, it's just a great movie, very, very beautiful and very powerful, and kind of also anger inducing at several moments, because the opposition is just, what are you saying, man? So yeah, I definitely recommend this movie too. It's great. And lastly is Valley of the Dolls. This is a 1967 movie based off a book. The basic premise is that it's about three women who are trying to break into the entertainment industry. I say that, but I don't actually think that's true. Two of the women are definitely trying to break into the entertainment industry, and the other one is just kind of there, not doing anything. And I think she's supposed to be the main character, and I don't know what she's about. The movie's got three leads, one of whom has a really interesting, cool story that like is great and acted very well. That's Patty Duke's character. She's just amazing. And then you got Sharon Tate's story is kind of interesting, but it's also just kind of like, well, okay, whatever. And then you got Barbara Perkins. She doesn't do anything. She like has a love story, I guess, but it's lame. She almost serves as like the audience perspective character where you're supposed to watch this other stuff happening, but the movie really wants her to be the main character. I don't know why, and it really, really hurts the movie because she does nothing. Now, I'll stop being negative about this movie because Patty Duke is just great in this. She gives such a powerful and emotional performance. She's also super, super adorable. I want to watch more of her stuff, but I don't know if she was really given a lot of opportunities to show off her range like she does in this movie. Just thinking back on this movie, like every time I'm like, yeah, that was great. That was something with Patty Duke because she knocked it out of the park, man. Looking at it almost 60 years later, it's, not that original of a story. It's, someone in the entertainment industry who gets some success and then gets addicted to drugs, and how that in turn makes their career success and failures fluctuate a whole bunch. But like, even with that, every time she was on screen, it was really engaging, and not just because she's adorable. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily like widely recommend this movie. I think if you're interested in it, go for it, but don't like have your hopes up too high. It's fine. It's not bad by any means, but it's not blow your mind amazing either. It's a middle of the road movie. It was alright. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up, we got A Face in the Crowd, sitting at number 14 in the really like section. Like I said, I really liked it, and it's so good, so timely. It's a must watch. And then after that is The Truth, sitting at number 28, also in the really like section. It's great. And then bringing up the rear, what feels like a long ways down, but really isn't that far down, is Valley of the Dolls, sitting at number 121 in the like section. And this is out of a total of 194 old movies so far this year. And that brings the grand total out of all the movies I've watched so far this year up to 234.